So, dear friends, now it's time to introduce our next guest. She's here with us. She is Kainat Afreen, joining us all the way from Bengaluru, Karnataka, India. Basically, she's from Assam. She's a nice person who has agreed to share her views and thoughts on the World Suicide Prevention Day. Let's get to know more about it from various people as to what do they think about suicide. At one point of time in our lives, we might have contemplated suicide, thinking that why do I live when we have so many problems around us? Even if the problem is not in you or in your family, if you're seeing the suffering of others, then you question the existence of all the people on this earth. And that's the time you feel like, life is just a waste. But life is a gift. Let's understand it through the lens of none other than Kainat Afreen. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much, first of all, giving me this opportunity, inviting me here tonight. Thank you to the International Fab Talks. My name is Kaina Tafrin. I'm a law student. So, first of all, it was such a privilege. One of my friend introduced me about this International Fab Talk. The moment she just said that, they are giving you an opportunity. If you want to share something, you can just go for it. I was there in my classroom writing some notes. I just saw the message. I was like, I have to be a part of it because it's something. It's not just we are randomly giving speech or just to show that how to say. It's like something that it's a privilege that I'm getting chance to talk about life, and that is something. This suicide prevention is such a sensitive, a very heavy silent battle that speaks up volumes about us, about you, about every person who is watching this. It's about us. So couldn't think start like how I'm going to start this talk with on this such a sensitive topic. Like how should I begin? What should I speak that will make that I am trying to connect with them? So I just came to a quote which always stays with me, and I think most of the people are well aware that everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So it's very important to be kind. So uh, when we see around, we see people, they are smiling, they're doing something in life, they're successful, they're, they're just living with us around. But in that very room, we ourselves are unaware that how many of the people behind this smile are struggling, who are trying their best after their smile, after that, we can say putting off their mask when they go to sleep, how much of them they're trying their best to get a peaceful sleep. I'm pretty sure most of my friends wouldn't even. I am also there because none of us can be happy every day. That's not a possible thing. Everybody of us have bad days, good days. There are days when I'm not okay. My friends doesn't know maybe they are not okay. I do not know. And then what happened when this silent battle increased day by day? It becomes so heavy that eventually people doesn't have an option rather than suicide. People, there are some judgmental comments also we get to hear that this person must be so weak. Why to do this? I mean, we also have our own struggle, but we don't end up our life. But I'm very sorry to say nobody wants to end their life with joy. It's not something that they are doing because to just get a fame. It is a last option that comes to their mind, that I don't have any other way out. So how does that come? We always blame society. The society doesn't understand. Society is not being a safety net. But I really want to know who is the society. That is me. That is you. We are the societies. We often hear listening people that let's make a safe place. Society needs to understand that we are the societies. I can change by myself, and that maybe can take time, but at least you can be pretty sure that your people around you are much doing better. Sometimes you see there are friends who are taking time. For example, they're taking time to reply for days and all. They might be busy, they might be very occupied in some act of work, but why not we take a time to ask that, hey, you are doing stuff, I know you're busy with your life, but how is your mental health? How much we get to hear that how are you rather than how is your mental health? Do we get that? We don't get to hear that. It's just like, how are you? I'm fine. Okay, done. The conversation is done. Nobody is going to start a conversation about the struggle with just this small how are you. You can go deeper. If you see suddenly one of your friend, as I'm a young student, so I'll be talking regarding about the young kids, how they handle their traumas or everything. So in our generation, what happened, many of the student people, when they kids, when they when we struggle, what happened, we try to disappear from social media, this everything. But how many of us try to notice that why they're disappearing? Let me just ring them up. When you do not talk with your friends for months, Also make sure that you should be that very friend that when they're not talking for months, when they're in trouble, you should be the first one that they remember that this is my friend who can talk with me. We can create this space. If we want that we should be safe, I should make sure that I also make a safe place for everyone that are around me. And the sad reality is that it start with home also. It's not just outside, we'll say it start with home also. There are kids, recently we get lots of newses, right? Like we get lots of stories to hear. Recently it happened, uh, in Kota, Rajasthan, which we know, many of us know that it's a coaching hub in India. So 14 students have taken their life, and one of them was 17-year-old boy or girl who taken his life or his life, and then he left a note where he said, "I can't take this pressure anymore." So imagine the heaviness that the child has went through, and how much of peer pressure, first of all, family pressures, academic pressure he has been there going, and how much for sure there were days where he used to look at himself in the mirror and he used to question his existence, that I'm not doing better, this, that. Obviously, if somebody is not okay, we can get in their face. How many of them around them parents try to consider that what is wrong with my child, and then eventually when he didn't got a help, he ended his life. So our society, what happened? Our society, when I say we people, we are so occupied by outer layers, status, marks, that we forgot the that people's existence or worth can also be just being kind. Because in this contemporary world, we are so much chasing validation that today even I am not okay, I don't feel to share, because we feel that the moment we'll share, we'll get a tag line that, you know what, she's trying to gain sympathy. That's what happens. It happens when you try to say something, it's like, oh, you're overthinking, I just get it off. But can we just be for a while and take a time to listen their overthinking? Because maybe I'm not overthinking, for me it's a little topic, but for them it can be a biggest nightmare. They're not able to eat, they're not in a very healthy schedule, they're struggling. So how it begins? There are organizations, for example, there are helplines to counsel, but the space have been created that if you try to seek help, then you are considered as a weak person. Nowadays, the more you pretend, the more you're strong. You cannot show your vulnerability. That is a sad part has been being in our society. So if you'll say that, you know what, I'm just not feeling okay, and this person has said me something, I didn't feel right, I felt bad. Hey, come on, what do you think? It's just a small thing. Why do you think about people? That's not how it happens. All of us, we think. The one who says that don't think about you, people, validation, or you, that they themselves are struggling. The point is, we don't have real conversation. We do not have the real conversation to say that, you know what, it's okay what you're feeling, we are with you. It is very important for us. I if any people who are watching, at least even 2 3 viewers, whoever watching, I just want the people who are watching, take a pause, just skip a pause and think, when did you last time listen to somebody? Really, I'm saying listening is listening, not just to reply, to judge or give advice. Listening, it's very important for us to listen. And when we do not listen to one another, people are ending their life. It's really sad reality right now. And for example, we did, because I didn't wanted to go in a very statistic way or policy kind of way to explain, because we everybody know, we get headlines, we get everyday headlines, we know everything. But my question is that why the stage is coming? We often say be kind, but why are not practicing kindness? Even not a right person, I guess I'm not a perfect person. There are days where I also be so busy with my own battles, I don't listen to somebody. But I also try to make sure that when I'm okay, ठीक ठाक जो भी है, I listen to somebody. You should make a space. Nowadays, social media comparison, everything is increasing so much. People, you'll say, the one who are not literally practicing to be for one another, they will be liking posts, be kind, do this. Writing, sharing is different, and actually practicing is different. We all know what is the meaning of grief, we all know what is the meaning of depression, anxiety, but how much of us are being with one another? That is a sad reality. Parents needs to understand kids, kids also needs to understand parents. Not just like, just because we are young, elders doesn't have their own struggle. They do have, our parents have those struggles. You never know when we all, like for example, a woman mother, when they be in the home, you never know what she's going through. Just because she has to make everyone okay, she also be quiet. Though they do not take the society, most of the, there are cases, but most of it doesn't happen. Women doesn't take wife, housewife, because they never knew that they can also feel emotion so way, or they can cry, or if they cry it will be like, mama start mat ho jao, bahut aap kar rahe ho, let's stop that. And there are father, for the whole day they're outside, they're coming home, they, you know, don't know how hard it is to be in the world to earn. The once when I was in my home, I never knew that how much my parents also had their pain until I came out of my home. When I was trying to be balancing life by myself, I realized how hard it is to live in a world, face many people, you know, see rejection, see comparison, and still try to hold on your goal. So our parents also are not okay, speak to them. Your friends are not okay, speak to them. Your professors might not be okay. Sometimes we see they just come and they just pretend. Let's ask them how are they. So it is very important for us, before saying that let's make a safe place, but just let's try it from today. Let's call whoever listens after that, if you have a reminder, talk to one of your friend, talk about mental health. And genuinely saying, ma'am, when I what happened whenever I have conversation with my friends and all, just 2 3 my friends, my first question will be that, when did you cry last time? And the reaction comes at that, it's a very strange question to ask, because we do not get a space to ask this question. And then the people, the I know that the most happiest who looks outside, the moment I ask this question, they take time. They try to avoid the question. I try my best ki, let's just have it. I start with my story, and then I get to hear that just yesterday they are crying, they couldn't have their food, this, that, and then, ma'am, it hits me that how sad reality is, that people are suffering so much around us and we do not know. It is so sad to see that. So it is very important to, rather than having just materialistic talks, but rather to have on emotional, intellectual talks. It's important to ask about, when did you cry last time, for a basic question, or what is happening in life. Just let us ask this, maybe the world will be safer, and it can begin with us. It's very important. So that's all I can say. Just like randomly thought came, I just kept on sharing. That's all.
Excellent, Kainat. You see, you made me emotional when you were sharing all of that because I could resonate a lot with what you've shared. It's very, very true. Like, how many of the young children like you could come out and speak the way you spoke, and I just don't know that. And I mean, I also would not be able to speak the way you spoke just now. You spoke
Yeah.
so well. You put the points also very well. Like, when did, I mean, see, I'm not even getting the words. Also getting the words. I'm getting stuck for words. Now, what you said was, when did we ask somebody like, how is your mental health? How are you? We are asking, but how is your emotional health or how is your mental health? That we are not focusing on. That is the main thing. Never know what somebody is suffering from. You cannot judge them. At this young age, Kainat, how deeply you have entered into the zone of understanding mental health. Hats off to you for that. You spoke from your heart. And you also said that I didn't focus on statistics. That's all we can get on Google, Chat GPT. You can get it from anywhere, the statistics, how many died and how many are living, men or women, all of that. But someone who could speak from their heart, speak from their own mind, from their own experiences, that's what I'm looking for on the International Fab Talks. And you've done justice. That's really, really nice. And what I could tell something about you is like, Kainat, you will become a great speaker, type of raw, genuine, energy to speak from the heart, to speak from the mind. So you have that. That's really nice. Keep on that and take it forward. If you get any other like opportunities to speak live in public, also do take it.
Yeah,
Because
I try.
you will, if not for you, you will be transforming others in the other end. They will rise up to the occasion and say, yeah, she has spoken something nice that's really touched my heart. तो वो है, समझो आप में कुछ खूबी है तो you are going to complete your law degree, and then again you can establish yourself as an advocate and reach heights. There are educated girls like you who've been forcefully married, or they themselves have entered into this institution called as marriage, and they are suffering untold sufferings. It could be either of the genders. So, do you think early marriage or wait for the right time is good? Like most of the parents, you see, most of the middle-aged people will say, go in for early marriage, you will have early children, and then all that will be over, then you can relax and so and so. But nowadays, the generation, they are waiting. Certain children are impulsive. They just want to jump into marriage, and then they think they have done something, a big,
True.
very big mistake. So according to you, and not only that, they start committing suicide as well. How would you like to answer this from your end, or put it in your from your end? In what way?
First of all, ma'am, this topic is very, very relevant right now because when we are in college, we get to hear our friends suddenly, look, schoolmates, college mates are getting married, engaged, men they are doing and all. It's not like judging. I don't want to say that, oh, I'm going to judge them that, oh, what you are doing in your life. But the thing is that when we got the opportunity to establish ourselves, because in the early time, women didn't got those opportunities that we got, so they were forcefully married. They didn't have an option that they can earn their money also. They were very forced to behave like a slave of their husband, their family. But luckily, we live in a world that we have technology, first of all, and we know to speak up about ourselves. We have social media to speak up. Even if some, for example, your family doesn't support you, you have a space to create for yourself. If you're getting the right education, try your best to hold on to it. Secondly, I would give message, especially because I'm a girl, I would give message to the woman that if you really want a partner, I understand in some kind of group they are very, they feel loneliness, they want to have a partner, understandable. But my question is that when you get married by the age of, for example, it start from 50 also, so 50 to 20 for example, my question is that you, that very age, you have not discovered your own identity. You do not know what you really want, and you do not know what you don't want. That you have still the process to discover of yourself, to discover about world. So in that very process, if you just choose a one man and you think that he's my everything, I have to get married, that is the ultimate goal, do you really think that marriage and that very boy will try to admire you? A woman who has not even create her own identity, he will manipulate you. He will, then we have this domestic violence, and eventually women does end up their life because of the peer pressure sorry, so not peer pressure, sorry, because of the pressure. And also there are men who are troubling, also getting troubles from their wife, because women are also doing some wrong deeds, and then they end up their life. So how it happens, the question is that when I do not know myself, anybody will come tomorrow will control me. So to know myself, when I have the opportunity, let me discover myself, let me know my knowledge, gain my knowledge, so that tomorrow when I will have a generation of my own offspring, my children can look at me, and they can, I can share my wisdom. Let me share my wisdom by my own journey of individuality before just depending on somebody else. And independence, it's not just about financial independence only. There are women who are financially independent, but they're still struggling in their marriage. When I talk about independence, it's about emotional, mental independence you should be. My mother have always taught me this, that be independent. When you use those words, use in every field of area, emotional, mental, and financial. Because tomorrow maybe I have done something, well, I'm earning, but my husband, I do not, I am emotionally dependent on him so much that I don't have my own individuality. I am going through sufferings, and then when I will have my kids, they will see that my mother, it's not the role model that I can learn absolutely from her. So to that, try to learn, try to be a good example, because what I am speaking today is because of a mother. She's not financially independent, she's just a housewife, but she has a personality that I can learn that this is the woman she should, anybody I should be. And that's the reason when a woman initiate, not need to follow, always lead the family, the husband eventually, how much also he is, somewhere or other he has to agree with the partnership. Equality will come. So don't rush on the marriage, know yourself, discover yourself. It's wrong, it's, if you are like, how to say, I don't have a married to see also that I can say that early marriage has some good things to look on. I do not see that, genuinely saying. I only see demerits, because eventually the women are suffering a lot, men are also suffering. So why, if I do not take care of myself, I'm, nobody's going to take care of myself. So I have to take care of myself. It's very important, because we are getting the opportunity to acknowledge ourselves, to create our own identity. So let us make the best use of it. Don't go on the run of the fairy tales of love. Love is a beautiful part, definitely God has given, but it should not be your ultimate goal, because God, when also created you, he created you as an individual. Focus on that, it's very important. So go slow, discover yourself. And the men, especially, it's a very brutal reality, men like to admire, respect a woman who has a very hold on her own individually, who is not easy to manipulate. The good men, also the good men, honestly saying, you cannot say all men are right, because there are men who try to oppress the woman no matter how knowledgeable she is. So there are women who are so achievable, but they eventually they had to leave everything, because marriage is not happening good, and then family pressure comes that you have to everything is not important but your marriage, so compromise words should not be so ultimate. Listening to the word, never listen, first of all, I don't believe you should listen to the word compromising. You should listen in a way that when you're trying to be more egoistic, don't go that. We have to take care of ourselves and others also, but it's very important. Education is important, and wisdom is important. There are knowledge, wisdom is very different. Wisdom is very important so that you can take a right choice. No matter what you see in the front of the guy or the girl, use your instinct and just focus on your identity, individuality. That's all. I don't know how much sense I made. I just kept on saying whatever I can. So
Yes, dear. Kainath ma'am, you really opened my eyes today and you really created something very unique today on the platform. Usually, I always speak that one should have financial independence. And I've read many quotations like once you have financial independence, you can just walk off any bad situation you are in. But today, you've added something. Not only you should be financially independent, you should be emotionally also strong, emotional independence, and your mental state also should be, should have an independent thinking process. You should not be dependent on anyone. You should be able to detach if somebody's hurting you or something. That's what I get the message. So keep your finances in place, have your emotions intact. Like, don't be too emotionally connected only to your partner. Divide your emotions or connect with other people. Just because you're married or have a boyfriend or girlfriend, don't forget your family and friends. That's the biggest mistake you do. And when you do this mistake of segregating your family and friends and isolating yourself with your partner, that's the time they will manipulate you, either genders, or they will then finally it ends into violence and disaster takes place. Either one loses their lives. This is from today onwards. I'm going to propagate this also on my talks, that not only financial independence, even it is your emotional well-being and mental state. You should take control of that. Don't let anybody give you the or take the advantage of you and try to manipulate you. Hats off to you for all of this beautiful sharing, dear. Excellent,
thank you
excellent,
so much,
Kaina.
ma'am.
That's
Thank you
really
so much.
nice. I think you're God sent for us today. That's really nice. Such lovely thoughts. More power to you. Looking forward to many more interactions with you in the near future as well.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Sure,
God
bye.
bless. It could be a physical ailment, or it could be something connected with your mental health status or your emotional well being. You should be able to face every kind of adversity that comes in front of you. Do not shy away from adversities. The day you really are ready to face any kind of adversity, that day you have won. And don't be worried about what the world says. चार लोग क्या कहेंगे वो कहते रहेंगे, 4 से 8 बन जाएंगे, 8 से 16 भी बन जाएगा, उससे ज्यादा भी। और कीजिए तो लोगों की बातों पर ध्यान मत दीजिए। आप खुद अपना रास्ता चुनिए, सही रास्ता पर चलिए एंड लिव योर लाइफ. Do not be manipulated. Do not be allowing others to take advantage of you. It could be just anybody. You also don't take advantage of others. Live and let live. That's what we'd like to sign off now from the International Fab Talks. Stay connected and stay blessed. Keep smiling and keep spreading happiness around the world. God bless.